Well, good afternoon, everybody. They're in Chicago or in the Chicago area. Carol, thanks so much for having me come in and hopefully give some insight on why ketones are so powerful. Just really quickly, a little bit about myself. Over the last 20 years, I've specialized in human performance. I've worked and collaborated with the top thought leaders in all of human performance, biomechanics, ketones and ketosis. And it's been really exciting working with high-level athletes, everyday people, anybody that's just looking to pursue better in their life. And ketosis is now a fundamental principle that needs to be incorporated into that if that person wants to really operate at a higher level. So I'll kind of give you a little bit of the science or the backstory of what ketosis is, but also why it's so prevalent today, mainstream. And so basically all of human existence, we've primarily lived in ketosis. It's not a new state. It's actually a very, very natural state for the human body to be in. It's actually vital for the human body to experience and be at elevated ketone levels, preferably 24-hour system, like 24 hours a day. And that's what's really, really exciting about this is that prior to, let's say, 1940s, our ancestors lived in ketosis. They even woke up most of the time in a very good state of ketosis. They didn't overeat food. They didn't overeat carbohydrates, sugars, and processed food. And so ketones would have been flowing very frequently in their body. So modern day, now you come about fast forward, the only way to get into ketosis prior than prove it releasing this unbelievable Keto NAT, the only way to do it would be to do an extremely, extremely low carb diet with very high fat. It's the only way to get your ketones elevated really, really high is when your body, when you run out of glucose, your body taps in and basically burns off the fat, metabolizes through your liver and produces ketones that your body can use as a food source, which is what our ancestors would have done on a regular basis. The challenge is that we don't really want to starve people anymore. We like to eat food. We like to enjoy the finer things. And so that's really where this comes from, right? So it's very natural, very safe state to be in. It's a very primitive state, actually, to get a primitive fuel called ketones so our body can operate better, but it's really hard to do. I've been teaching the diet for over 17 years now, and almost everybody fails it. Nobody sticks with it to keep your ketone levels high enough that really matter, that give you that vitality, that give you that mental clarity and the focus and the mood and the energy, helps keep your body fat nice and lean, helps keep your muscle mass developed and strong. And so now we fast forward to prove it about 3.5 years ago, releasing the first ever pure therapeutic ketone supplement where you can drink, there's actually ketones in the drink. So instead of doing the diet, you basically get to drink the byproduct of the ketones. And this is the only product in the world that's 100% bioavailable. So it's 100% bioavailable. Your body can absorb all of it. It can uptake it at a therapeutic level, which is huge and super, super significant. And so what happens when you get your body's ketone levels elevated, which we now know is science has proven, there's so much research and science out back there on it that it's pretty remarkable. And so when you get your ketone levels elevated, what people are noticing and what science is showing is that it elevates the way it works in your brain. So the first place that I always like to talk about is how it works with the brain. And you're noticing people having energy and focus and mental clarity and these really specific things. Well, what happens after the age of 30, your brain starts to basically shrink, get smaller, and it's called gapping, where glucose and fuel doesn't uptake very efficiently into the brain. Well, ketones can still get there, and they can still absorb into the brain, and basically it's like turning light bulbs back on. That's why we're noticing these significant changes. Even in people that consider themselves healthy, they're noticing like, I feel more vibrant. It's part of that anti-aging aspect, and ketones are a vital role. But with that, I still give it to my 2 and my 4-year-old, which are in the other room right there. I still give it to them because of the development of the brain, because the ketones actually play a very big role on neurologically and how the brain develops. So it's really, really cool. And we're noticing kids focus in school better, behaviors at home have improved exponentially. It's really, really cool. And you're not going to get a child to do a really strict diet every day. It's just not the way it works. So that's what makes us really, really special. But now we go to the muscle system, right? Ketones also are really vital for the muscle system. And this is one of the reasons why people are noticing big energy shifts, is that it actually provides more energy to the cells. It actually utilizes less oxygen for them to do the same amount of activity. So it doesn't matter if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're a dad going to work or a mom going to work, or if you're a world-class athlete, you want both of those things to happen. You want your muscles to perform better, and you want to utilize less oxygen for the same amount of work. So that means you can push yourself. You won't notice the work of going up a flight of steps is hard just off of drinking one serving of our product. And that's really, really remarkable, but it also protects your muscle system. So if you're a bodybuilder and you want to get stronger, it keeps your muscle system from breaking down, but it also helps it build more muscle tissue. Number two, if you're an older person getting older, the last thing you want to lose is your muscle mass. You want to keep that. You don't want to lose your mind, you don't want to lose your muscle mass. So you want to keep those things stronger, and ketones help protect that. It's just like our ancestors, primitively, when they went without food, if they would have lost their mind and lost their muscle mass, we would have had a hard time getting to where we are today. Does that make sense? And ketones are a really strong part of protecting that from happening. And that's why this is so awesome. No matter what nutritional plan you're on, this will protect you from that. But what's to flip this thing over is that people go, well, why do I sleep so much better? Well, ketones are an energy. You gotta keep in mind, they're not a stimulant. We do have caffeine and caffeine free, but it's not a stimulant. Ketones don't stimulate your system. They give you energy. And even at night, you need energy. A lot of people wake up because actually their blood sugar is all out of whack, and they're almost getting hungry in the middle of the night, and they're waking up. They don't know why. When you have ketones in your system, it actually stabilizes that and keeps you nice and steady all the way through the night, and so you're not waking up. It also helps calm down and relaxes the mind. And that's where the original research came from in the early 1900s, is really a relaxation of the mind. So yes, you get to perform better, right? Your mind gets to be calmer, you have more energy and more focus, you get more done. And that's why we've seen tens of thousands of stories, like you've heard some today, of people's lives getting better around a technology that allows you to drink pure therapeutic ketones without doing a strict diet, without doing this really regimented diet. And so I want to be clear and just kind of answer a couple questions that I think are going to come. Is, Dustin, do I have to do a diet with this product? And the answer is no. What I recommend is commit to 60, 90 days of changing your life. That's the number one thing. I recommend that no matter wherever I'm in the world. If you want to make a change, commit. You might get a 5-day or 10-day trial. You might try it for 20 days. Commit. It takes 6 weeks for the ketones to really uptake into your system to maximize, and it actually has a progression of improvement. At 6 weeks, your body really starts to turn over those cells and actually really starts the rejuvenation of your body. So I would definitely commit to the 60, 90 days for sure. Second thing is when you first start the product, just eat when you're hungry, and if you're not craving as much carbs and sugars, eat less. Try not to go and make a huge change in your lifestyle. Now, if you're a world-class athlete and you know how to use carbohydrates and you've been strategically using them in your life, fine, keep it. Just use this twice a day. And use it before a workout, maybe 30 minutes. Use it post-workout, about a couple hours. Same thing with a college student. Like, if you figured out your nutritional path, well, then just implement this in and just still listen to your body. Maybe you can eat a little bit less food, or maybe you have a little bit less carbohydrates. But if you're somebody that's looking for anti-aging or looking for fat loss, what I recommend is eat when you're hungry, and then start looking at strategically, where can you reduce some of those carbohydrates? Can you swap out something? Can you swap out your bread for a lettuce wrap? Can you swap out pasta for spaghetti squash? Can you swap out a few things? The more often you can do that, that's just good quality health practice, right? Can you move your body a little bit more, right? Those are simple things of implementing this. And then and I encourage everybody to get to 2 servings a day if you can. 2 full servings of Keto NAT a day will make a bigger difference. Now, you can have great results with 1, but we're seeing from an anti-aging, longevity, and really performance perspective of fat loss, it is better to have 2 a day. It truly is. So the last thing I want to mention, if you really want to move towards a low carb lifestyle, and I'd be careful of the ketogenic lifestyle, just because of this, is that a lot of people are injecting, or they're eating too much fat too fast, and they may not need it, especially if they want to lose body fat. So what I focus on is go low carb. Once you feel like you're getting results that you're looking for, you can slowly increase your fat. But when you go low carb, just don't be afraid of fat. If that makes sense, don't be afraid of it. Use a little bit of butter on your grass-fed butter on your vegetables. Use some olive oil. Use some avocado oil. Don't be afraid of fat. Use dark meat over white meat. But don't go and start adding cups of fat to your coffee, which some people want to do. And it actually can throw people off a little bit. And so I recommend progressing. And our product's the hero, so use the hero to get to where you want to go. And don't go make a huge lifestyle changes unless you're working with the doctor or a really, really, really high-level nutritionist. Actually, I was on with the Blackhawks nutritionist just the other day. I hope that's the right hockey team there in Chicago. So anyways, just really, really cool stuff. The conversation's really big. What I do want everybody to know is that this video was here to help explain some of the science and technical of it. If you're a brain that's really like mine, that's really, really technical, and you just got to know more because it's really fascinating, what I want you to do is I want you to do a couple things. I want you to go to and they'll share the information with you. But go to the Prove It Facebook page, or go to the Prove It YouTube channel, and there's the top leading experts in the world, NASA scientists, researchers all throughout the country that actually are presenting and giving the information. So go and get the information from them. Carol, Kristen, Aaron, they're not your specialists and your experts. So please, no medical questions towards them. No, nothing that's technical towards them. Let them off the hook. They're not your doctor. So they're there to share an unbelievable tool that helps kids, moms, dads, athletes, my mom, grandmas live and feel a better life than they can imagine, and just commit to the journey. And I appreciate y'all for letting me zoom in here. Congratulations on the awesome event. And if you guys have any more questions, we can always do a follow-up Q&A with me, and we can do it on maybe a different day. So thank y'all. Bye.